July pay, and which it will come up is because of your financial institution, which I don't know who you're with, depending on them, they will post your pay how they want to, which has nothing to do with me. I send it all out the same for everybody in the company, okay? So I know USAA does not hold funds and they pay the next day. For instance, I do it on Wednesday, it's there on Thursday for that person. For other people, it's on Friday. Okay? That doesn't mean if you're with or around somebody, they go, yeah, I already got paid. Well, that it has all to do with how their financial institution posts. It has nothing to do with anything we've done. So just keep, and you can be with, I know small credit unions are like this, you can be with them and they post really late, which means the latest they have is on the day of at 9 a.m. So you can't be with them and they post as late as they can just because they just do it slower. That's just kind of luck of the draw, or I get a bad luck of the draw if you want to look at it that way. So yeah, just and the main thing, your pay. If there's an issue, if there's a problem, don't call me first. Call your bank or financial institution first, because more than likely I send it to them and they have it, and there's a problem. They have either with the account number, the files in post. If you're with a small place, their wire person didn't show up. You know, there just can be different things. Usually your pay is sitting there in a suspense account, and once they identify it, they can manually transfer, and they'll transfer it over. So please save time. Don't call me first, because your bank can usually correct this problem. Now, if you call your bank and they say, we don't see these funds at all, then you contact me, because that means it never got to that bank at all, or that credit union, or wherever you're at, okay? So just save yourself the time and call them first. So our pay is on the 15th and the 30th, if those days are on a business day. If either one of those days falls on a Saturday or Sunday or holidays, it's the business day before that. So just kind of looking at a calendar, it's pretty easy to figure that out. So anyway, payroll thing, the biggest things I deal with payroll is anything you need changed needs to come to me and to me only. A payroll question needs to come to me and me only. There's no reason anybody else in this company should ever see anything, be on an email, have anything included about your payroll. Because A, I can't answer them. I can't answer you with them on it. I'm not gonna answer them because I can't. I'll be polite about it when I tell them, sorry, I can't answer that question. But anything about your pay is you and I only, no one else. So we have had a couple of MPs who have sent stuff through their care coordinators about payroll to me that went through their care coordinator. Of course, I can't respond to that, at least directly. It includes expense reports. Anything that's a payroll item, I will not reply to anybody who's not you, of course. Unless, of course, it's income verification, something you approved or signed off, anything like that. So please keep that in mind and exclude anybody else from any of your payroll information or questions or location. If any W-4 changes, you change your W-4 as many times throughout the year if you want to. All I ask is I process payroll 3 days out before we're paid, so I need it 5 days out, or before, I should say. If you want to have W-4 changes, 401k enrollments are taking about 10 business days to get done, which is not on me. I send it pretty quick. It goes into Mass Mutual, so there's a process of back and forth. So pretty much that is it on those two. Yeah, anything you have that you're not sure if it's payroll or HR, send it to Chris and I both, and we delineate who needs what. So if you don't know, that's okay. But the main thing is don't send just random email or an email with that's mixed information. For instance, I don't know, something about a patient that has, oh yeah, you forward this Andy about payroll. That may never get to me. So if it's anything said about payroll, please title it payroll question or payroll issue, and it's that one subject only. Because we have had that happen here. The people have been upset whenever I never got what they sent, or it was never done. So that can be a problem down the road for some. So that is the payroll piece for the most part. Anything I left out? You kind of know what I'm talking about. Oh yes. If for whatever reason you don't deal with a brick and mortar bank, which there's some people have gone away from those, we'll have what's called the Align or the pay card. Align is the name of their service. It's a pay card. You can simply get your pay on a card. A lot of people are doing it now, especially younger people are doing it. They just don't deal with banks anymore, so which is fine. There's no fee for the service. It's not fully in motion yet because they were actually switching from a do-it-yourself payroll program this through ADP called ADP Run to ADP Workforce Now. So I'm in the last leg of the transfer process. So the pay card will be one of the last things I really get to, because there's a lot of other things I'm dealing with first. So the pay card will be available soon. I'll put out an email about it. So if you have an interest in that, certainly can do it. And pay cards are kind of a hot thing now, because again, so many younger people, especially younger people, are going to them and not dealing with banks anymore. So anyway, okay, on your pay and on your ADP login, which I'll have to make sure. How are they getting emails? Emails I send out about payroll. Well, no, I'm saying if I've sent it out before and they weren't here, that means I can send them out again to new people. Right? Okay. Okay. So I'll be sending you an email. It's your ADP registration. Okay. So if you have any issues with that, please call me. When you call me, be in front of your computer, because we need to walk through at the same time, because there's information that I have or that's in the system that is not recognizing you. So yeah, anything else is not going to work if you're driving or not in front of this computer, not going to be able to do it. After you log on, the first time to get your login information. After that, I really can't do anything, because that is an ADP issue, a technical issue, which they have some, of course, or say your security questions and what you, of course, I don't know those at all. So if you have login issues after you get logged on the first time, that's really more of an ADP issue. If you lock yourself out, how ADP works is a 30-minute lockout. So if you try 3 times, it'll lock you out. There's a 30-minute wait feature. So you just realize you're going to wait 30 minutes and then try again. So I had to learn that too, because we've had some people, of course, we switched 2 pay periods ago, they blocked themselves out. It's going to say call your administrator. There's really very little I can do, unfortunately, because after you log in the first time, that's either an error you ran into or technical difficulty, or you're just going to wait and try it again. That's usually what it is. But if there's information that needs to be corrected, then I need to know that. Any information that involves your paycheck, I really need a phone call, because that's something we need to change quickly. If it's your address or something like that, just send me an email, I'll update it, of course. So there's a difference between the level of the priority, of course. It involves your paycheck or just some general information. So that's probably the main thing on payroll, and we'll have some questions after this. And everybody's favorite subject, expense reports. I do expense reports on the off weeks of payroll, so the in-between weeks. So for instance, we're paid on 1 week, I'm doing expense report the week before and the week after. It's basically how, which is pretty good. Most companies only do it once a month, and some do it very slowly too, from what I've heard people talk about and understand. So the most you'll apply to wait on expense report is probably 14, about 16, 18 days. Because if you, for instance, I do it on Wednesday mornings, for instance. If you send yours in on Wednesday afternoon, then you're going to have to wait another 14 days till I process it, and then 2 more days to get it, so another 16 days. So that's the most you'll probably ever have to wait, depending on timing. And just realize, if you send an expense report in on Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, well, I'm probably processing payroll at like 10 o'clock. So that's obviously not enough time for that. It's going to wait 2 more weeks. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're sending them in, that there's obviously some time lapse in there. Has Tori taken over all of those things? So far, okay. So your expense reports, they do not go to me. I do not approve them. I simply process them after they're approved. So they go to Tori, our interim so what's her title? CCO, right?
She's one call.
Okay, yeah. So your expense reports go to her. It's fine if you copy me on them, that's fine. But her final approval is going to be the approval on those, and she'll get back to you if you have questions or whatever. So just sending to me doesn't necessarily suffice, and to get them approved, you get them paid, because that's not up to me. I'm not approved. I'm not a medical person. I'm kind of an old finance guy, so I really don't know a lot of medical things. So whatever medical thing you have on there, I'm not gonna. I mean, I've learned a few things. I've been here 2.5 years, and I'm still not near sharp medically wise. So I just don't know medical things on there. So and some stuff's going to be medical. That's medical related, of course. On your expense reports, I highly advise you don't fax them in. There's no such thing as good quality fax. All faxes are terrible quality by the time we get them. So I suggest that you either mail them or scan and send your scans in. But if fax is your only option, okay, but realize that a lot of times leads to more questions just because the quality is so poor a lot of times on the time we get them. So Expense reports, like I tell every group I've ever talked to, I've never called anyone in here in 2.5 years and said, you put way too much information on this expense report, please don't put so much information on there, it's just information overkill. I've never made that phone call, I never will, I doubt, but I've made the opposite phone call. There's not enough information here, because we get audited on expense reports, so, we're doing it for our sake, and of course for yours, if we get audited, because this involves non-taxable income, which the IRS is very interested in a lot of times. So, main thing is, any receipts you have for any kind of meals, any receipt you have needs to be the detailed receipt. Okay, a lot of restaurants will give you both receipts, a summary and detail. It has to be the detail. We will not reimburse on a summary receipt. We will not do it. So, every once in a while, I know you might end up, it's possible you'll end up at a little mom and pop place and they're still doing things by hand. That's fine. I can't read their handwriting. That's kind of the way it goes. But if that's all you have, that's all you have. That's okay. Most places have POS or point of sale systems, so you're going to have both receipts. So please make sure we always get the detail, and please make sure you keep a copy of what you send us. We've had people who've sent stuff in, it's the only copy. We call them, they go, well, I don't have any in front of me. I go, didn't you make a copy? No. Well, okay. Then you have to take time and send it back to them, and we want you looking at the same thing we're looking at. So yeah, either send us the originals or the copies of when you send them in for approval. On your receipts, please don't smash a bunch together and try to on one page. It's actually better, and we people who have multiple receipts, right, have like 3 or 4 or 5, and they try to smash them all together on one page. Most time you can't read the edges and corners, and sometimes that's pretty important information. So just use 2 pieces of paper and have 3 on one and 2 on the other. It's a lot better and easier. You don't have receipts covering each other, and this, so we're trying to piece together a puzzle. But and like I tell everybody on expense reports, act like I'm kind of a 3rd grader and do it as basic as possible, because I'm not there with y'all. I don't know what you're doing. I have no clue what you were doing. So make it as basic and elementary as you can what you did. And that way, it's very easy for anybody to understand and pick it up. On your any kind of mileage that you submit, there's on our expense reports, it has odometer up there. That's fine if you do that, but that's not in essence good enough for us, because that was really made for people who are using their own cars in their practice, and y'all aren't doing that. But there's a little section towards the bottom of it, towards the middle, I'm sorry, that has trip information. So you have McKinney to this point A to B on one day and how many miles. Okay, that's easy to verify. If somebody says McKinney to Dallas, let's say, next day Dallas to McKinney. Okay, that's all we need. Is anything we can verify, or if I'm asked, I can pull it. We can easily verify where you went, how many miles, and obviously the mileage should be in a range of, because we all can pull Google Maps or whatever and check that mileage. Okay, if it's in the range of, it's fine. If you're ever using your own car and you are in various places in one day, that's fine. We don't need every single location. Just say in the city of Dallas at various locations and however many miles. Okay, that'll use this fast. We'll ask for more if we need more, if it's necessary. But I just kind of use common sense on it every day that you have mileage. There should be some kind of entry for that day and what it was. A two from one place from the other, or various places in one location or one area. That's fine on expense reports. We reimburse at 40 cents a mile. You can get the difference when you file your taxes, which in 15, it's 7.5, so you get 17.5 cents when you file your taxes for the difference of. But you have to file, if your company offers mileage reimbursement, you have to take that and get the difference when you file your taxes. That's the IRS rules on that. As I found out a few weeks ago, that's how I was talking about this, and somebody did had a question about it. So hopefully, other than here and back, you won't need your own car much. Hopefully ours are always good. So, but the situation might come up, of course. And biggest thing on your expense reports, I would never purchase anything that you don't have written approval on, and not even verbal. I would have written approval. We've had some people who bought things and they assumed they'd be reimbursed, and they turned it in, and we said, okay, where's your approval? They couldn't produce one, or it was a verbal thing, and we said, well, it wasn't approved, sorry. And so I would not take that risk. I'd make sure I had written approval on anything that you expect to be reimbursed on, because it's your money, obviously, so you want to make sure of things like that before you do it. Expense reports, also too, if if you send one in, you haven't heard anything in a while, it's okay to include me on email, but if you ask me directly, of course, if I haven't received it yet, I don't know anything either. So we go to the source in this case, which would be in this case Tori, or whoever you send it to, go to the source, because they're the ones that it has the time, it's housed with, whatever. There's no reason to really include me until, say, I get it, it's approved, and I paid it, and let's say I paid something different, or whatever the case may be. And another thing too is I don't alter expense reports. If there's an issue with it, it's gonna come back to the person you send it to. So, and they should tell you how much it's gonna be at that time. But don't think that I'm for instance, I'm altering up and down. I don't do that. I simply process what I'm given, which is what I assume has been worked out between you and whoever you gave it to. So, like I've had some people on the phone say, well, just, add more, take more up. No, I don't, that's not something I can do, so. Just make sure of that. So, any questions on expense reports you guys have? Or you don't wait till the end? Okay, sorry. Pretty much it. Expense reports. Anything else you think I missed? Things I go over. Right, your next part.
That attorney was out of my season for 30 days.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay. In the handbook you'll sign, it says that you will turn your expense report with your itemized receipts or whatever you're including within 30 days of the purchase date. Now, you may not get in 30 days, all those things because of schedules, but yet that you owe it to us within 30 days or to the person who's approved it, not necessarily me by the time I get it, but yet you owe it to the person within 30 days. We, for some reason, have people who want to hold various expense reports for months and months and months and give us all to them at one time, and I have no idea why, but we're not going to honor anything past 30 days beyond that. It's 31, we're realistic, but, once, I've had some that were 5 and 6 and 7 months old, I don't know why that was. And plus it's your money, why would you want to wait? I never understood that either, but anyway. So, yeah, please get those moving to us, we can take care of those. Anything as far as your pay that is anything above your regular pay, that needs to be approved and or worked out with your supervisor. So it's okay to email me, call me, whatever. I have nothing to do with it until they approve and give it to me. And most of the time, it's going to vary a little bit. Usually anything outside your regular pay is usually going to be in those off weeks. It's not going to be in your regular payroll. So I generally don't do a lot of expense reports, non-regular payroll things. I usually do those in the off weeks. So just kind of when look for, like if you get, say, I don't know, a random $50, well, that's probably that's going to be your expense report, okay? So that way, it's actually easier for you to find because it can be tougher for people to find in their actual pay by the time they look through. I mean, I know I look through because that's all I do, but for some people, they don't want to look through all everything on a browser. So just realize, just maybe you get a random amount. That's why your expense report. So in off weeks, well, there it is. So good. Anything else you think of? No. Okay. That's pretty much cover everything. Oh, I'm sorry. Your 401k. I always forget your 401k. You're eligible after 90 days, but there is no deadline for after that. I mean, you can register anytime you want, but you're eligible after 90 days for the process to start. So you can give it to me now. I have to hold it until your 90th day, and then I turn it in for processing, and it takes roughly 10 business days. So, but there is no deadline. There's no kind of wait period other than 90 days. So, plan changes, we can do monthly. So if you want to change anything you want to do, you have to wait to the next month of the month we're in. So that's all, which I've only had that really affect one time so far. Just going to do this Mass Mutual, administers our 401k. Once I do your enrollment part, I'm kind of out of the picture because you're doing everything Mass Mutual then. And we have some local folks too, so what I really tell everybody, if you have kind of a generic question, Mass Mutual's got a 24-hour line, you just call them anytime. If you got a real specific to you question, contact me and I'll get you in, or I'll get you contacted some local folks we have, because they're probably gonna help you better than a call center, which just pulls up screens and answers really generic questions about the plan. But anything tailored to you, really need to get you with them, and I can only answer enrollment questions. I can't answer, of course, any kind of fund questions. I don't even know the funds anyway. I used to, what I do now when I work in finance. So, but any kind of fund questions, I can't answer them, but they can. They can give you what they think, opinions, advice, whatever. So just make sure you kind of, they think about your question and who it's appropriate for and who can give you the best answer on that question. So, anyway, I think that's about it. Anything else? Okay.
Question?
Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yes.
Every position is different and what is included in expensible report. So in this particular position, our positions, what is deductible? What can we put on an expense report when we already have our vehicles? Like in my old job, I had $20 a day for expense for food, because I'm on the road, I'm out
Mhm.
and about all day, house to house to house, or facility. That may not be true for this, I have no idea. So I have not, is that in the book, or is that something?
No, you're talking about. I
Meal
think-
expense, there's a
Yeah,
meal
they're
expense,
more-
there's
Yeah, so
you
if
know,
you're on
things
a.
like that.
Yeah, so if you're on a trip, yes, but if you're talking about in your regular job, then no.
No,
Is that what-
okay.
Because we're talking about your regular job, your regular day-to-day job, correct?
Right,
Okay,
right.
like for instance, to give you a mileage type of example.
Okay.
And let's say your car breaks down one day or you don't have your car, you're using your own, okay?
Okay.
Okay, your first trip to your first patient is not reimbursable. That's in
Right.
essence you going to your job. Everything in between is. And your last trip from home, I'm sorry, from your last patient to home, that's like you driving to work, so that's
Right.
not reimbursable.
Okay.
Everything in between is, that makes
Okay.
sense?
Yes,
So it's kind of
yes,
like that.
yes,
Yeah, but no, meals and things like that on your, you know, say, on your normal workday job,
yes. Okay.
it would not be, so.
Okay, and marketing, things that we might be doing some, those would be approvable, they'd have to be
If they're approved first.
approved, right?
If they're approved
Yes,
first.
yeah, because they did talk a little bit about marketing and stuff and
Yeah,
getting
Yeah.
people on board and all that.
Yeah.
so. Okay,
yeah, so mainly anything that you do like that, that's gonna be like a trip, like to a conference or
sure.
anything out of your normal work day, for instance,
Okay.
is probably the best way to look at that. Of course, unless you're in your own vehicle, of course. Yes.
Are you gonna talk to us about, bonus structure or someone else?
Debbie's gonna do that.
Yeah, that's not myself.
Oh,
I just
okay.
administer those
That's
after
in
they're
the
decided.
so-
Okay.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, I process those after they're decided, so,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
And
Actually do
then
those.
like equipment that we have, how, is that when something happens or like we need another lab jacket or whatever, is that something that we pre-approve and then send as an expense, or they mail it to us?
No, the only time you need to expense something is if we can't provide that product for you.
Okay.
So the stuff that we can provide for you, you should never have to pay out of pocket.
So just let you know if we need something, okay? Okay.
Yeah, but of course, like I said, if you are gonna buy something, make sure you give a pre-approval on that,
Okay.
and written pre-approval first.
Okay,
Our best story is we had a lady who didn't like our bags, went out and bought a very expensive bag, like $150, assuming cheap expense for it, and of course didn't, and was not happy.
I guess not.
Didn't get pre-approval, so, it was a nice bag, though, I saw it, it was a really, really nice bag.
I bet it was.
So, anyway, just things like that. Anyway, on your payroll, any payroll questions, Marmy?
The system that you talked about is logging into, I assume that's where like our pay statements, we can get pay statements.
It's all gonna be, yeah. Our old system didn't have, our old system wasn't as robust. For instance, you couldn't pull your W-2. There were some other things you couldn't pull. This ADP workforce now, it's all there. In fact, there'll be too much there. And it's the problem I'm dealing with is wading through all the extra stuff to get to what I really need to. But yeah, for you guys, it'll be great. Everything's there.
And
When it's
that's
up
in
and
our
running.
book.
Huh?
That's in our book where we log into for that and all that, our benefit book.
No, that's not your benefit book. I'm gonna send you this
Email.
email for that, because I
Email.
just now recently,
That-
before y'all were here.
Okay. gotcha.
Yeah, so I'll send y'all
I
the
have
email on
that,
that.
but I didn't know if it was.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
log.
where we'll also get tax documents?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on
It's
the,
all-
I've used ADP before,
You
it's
have?
good,
Yeah,
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 it
it's
has a
all
lot
there.
of stuff.
Yeah. We're just new to it, so everybody's kind of, if you're hearing some things, oh, I have this issue, it's because, you know,
Is
anytime
that like
you're
view
new.
my paycheck?
Hmm?
Is that like, I've had view my paycheck before.
Yep.
It'll be like view my paycheck, okay.
Mhm. Yep.
No, there's a system called
And
view my
Oh, yeah.
paycheck.
I've heard you can change your W-4 on there, but I haven't got confirmation if employees can do that, or if that's a feature we have to turn on. So, if you look there and you can't, that's fine. I do them too. It's not that big a deal. And people generally, they just don't change their W-4s a lot anyway. But that's something that I certainly can do if it's not there, because that'd be new to us. Yeah, and you're gonna request your PTO through this ADP when it's up and running. It's still not, I'm working with, actually I was doing that day, I'm working with the PTO guy. Everybody ADP in implementation is really segmented what they do. So you deal with this person on this person, so that's how they do it. So I'm dealing with PTO now. So you request your PTO, get approval through a Workforce Now. So, pretty much Workforce Now is gonna be your go-to for almost everything, because it's gonna have your benefit. Eventually, when it's loaded, I'm not sure if it is yet, all your benefit information is gonna be on there too. It's kind of a wrap-up of your benefits, not the whole book, of course, because those books are lengthy, but it'll give you a lot of, describe it. It's gonna give you a lot of like, co-pays for this and co-pays, so a lot of readily, I guess, answer questions are gonna be there. So you'll go to Workforce Now for just about everything. So.
Workforce is the name of it.
It's ADP Workforce Now. Yeah, or just Workforce will be fine, that'll pull it. Yeah. You guys are not hourly, you know, typically hourly people time punching in on that, so they're using time and attendance on it, so it's gonna be our kind of go-to system for everything. So, anyway, anything else you think of?
Any questions? You're welcome.
Yeah.
Payroll, expense reports.
There's all exciting stuff.
Thank you.
Yep, okay. Well, anyway, ask me payroll, you tear me away from reading Paytech now, so ask me a payroll question, I'll answer it, so it'll be great.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had a journal or magazine.
Oh, yes. This is how, this is how we do it right here.
Wow. That's amazing.
Remember you have up to Peach?
Yeah.
And she left this here this morning.
Oh, this one. This is gone right now, but I'm gonna say, okay, nice to meet y'all. Don't be shy about anything you ask me or need or whatever. Okay, give me a call or email. I don't use what's the thing with the messenger thing?
Link.
Huh?
Link.
Yeah, I'm not real the biggest user of that, but it's okay.
What about
Okay,
text?
they've got iPads anyways.
Yeah. Text, yeah, the only thing is though, is I'm real bad about reading it and then something else comes up and I forget.
Yeah,
So
you
y'all
gotta
do
read
that?
them.
Oh, no, I read them, but then,
Use the reply.
yeah.
So emails
Some,
better.
yes,
Oh.
email is definitely better, that way it gives me time. And plus, if some of your questions about payroll, you get on one. For instance, you really don't want a more intricate payroll question on my text because
Right.
my son's on my phone, you know what I mean? That could be seen by the people.
Oh, they didn't
too.
give you one of these special little ones right here? They didn't give you one of those?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, my son still has games on it, he still plays. I mean, you know,
Oh.
he still, I have a son and daughter and they're on it, so, yeah, I would keep payroll questions to me and me only, just in my.
In your email.
This that way you don't have other people who might be, plus I'll be on the phone, people might see that, because, you know, everybody's looking at everybody's phone, either I can see stuff on there, so I would keep that a little private, as much as you can, so. Anyway, and we have some community fax numbers here.
Mhm.
Please don't put anything of yours that you don't want any random person, because there can be a number of people looking at those because they're trying to figure out where to go. So please don't put any of your personal information on there because you have no way of knowing who's looking at it. And even though they're not trying to see your personal information, if you put it there, they obviously have to read it to see where this may go. So please don't use those. I've got a fax number. Is it on my card? I've got a newer fax number.
Just office.
Okay. I've
Oh,
got
wait, there's a back to your, yes, is this your fax number?
Because I've got a personal fax that doesn't, I don't think no, that's not it. Okay. Now scratch that fax number, that's not mine.
Okay.
My cards are old, so I have to get
Okay.
new ones, because I'm actually senior director of finance, not just director. So,
Oh,
I was just saying,
wow.
yeah, I know about that,
Yeah.
how about that. So, yeah, so those are old cards, I have to get new ones. So, yeah, scratch that fax number. But yeah, if you need, I really need my fax, just let me know and I can send that too if you are gonna be in a situation where you can only fax, so.
So you don't know your fax right now, right?
Yeah, offhand,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
I have it written on pen
Like I
paper.
said, I need to verify.
Well, this
it's not
card
And they need
Right
fax
here.
sheet or something.
Yeah, I get that
Like
sometimes, yeah.
fax it.
verification.
I'll get sure it's not right fax.
Yeah, for all of them.
Oh, it's the front.
The mortgage company's the biggest ones for that, so, yeah. Yeah. Okay, ladies, I'm glad y'all are here. Don't be strangers, don't be shy, please don't, because this actually has happened. Let me kind of hear through the grapevine, yeah, whatever, they got a problem with their payroll or whatever. I'm like, well, why didn't they call and tell me? Why did, well, and because I have had that happen. And I even had someone who went to the Texas Workforce Office to try to figure out their payroll, who is still an employee instead of calling me, the one who administers payroll. I'm still trying to figure that one out. There's no one who can answer payroll questions better than me, I promise. There's no one in this company, no one outside this company can answer better than me, so. Please use the resource you have.
I do have a quick question. I
Uh-huh.
know you said this live, this payroll's live, so like if the payday's on the 15th, that means from Monday when we started through the 14th, we'll be paid on the 15th? Is that what that means? We'll be paid.
That means you're paid through the day that you worked, that you're being
before
paid
the
on it.
15th.
Huh?
Or up
16th?
until the 15th or the 14th. So basically from
The
Monday when
15th.
we started until,
So are you talking about your all situation or just in general?
Our
in
situation
general, how we're
too.
gonna, how this is gonna work. And then I guess that will be going forward also.
Yeah.
You could have started
Just how-
on the 28th, and I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
the question is, do we
Oh,
get
okay.
paid for
Well,
the
we
28th,
flew in on the
29th,
27th. We had to
30th?
fly.
Yeah, you get those few days
And then-
added, is what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
those
they'll
few
be
days
added
added.
for the next time.
So that was my question.
Okay.
My question is specifically, payroll is on the 15th.
Uh-huh.
So from the 28th is when you started until the 14th, we will be compensated on the 15th for that, or is it the 28th or the 15th?
15th,
Okay.
yeah, the
So
15th, yeah.
10, 11 days, however.
Yeah, that's what-
I mean, no, it's more than that.
If it's live pay means you're paid to the day that you're receiving it.
Okay.
That's what live means it's live to the day.
Yeah, I've never had done that before.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's always been like kind of retro back.
And they told us that someone was gonna show us how to expense out our, like, several of us had, two of us, at least I know, had to pay for baggage
Mhm.
that we didn't know about. Expenses while we're here, we have receipts for those, someone's gonna go over that with us.
Mhm.
So those, and then all of that when we started, up through the 14th of this month, and then pay, or 15th, and then that will be paid, and then you
But that's not gonna be on that payroll though.
okay, it'll be
It's
the
not-
next week, right? The next period.
If you get in time, it's proven time, and I get it time, yes. There's a lot of moving parts there, but if you do your part, then yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
yeah.
We'll see how it
That's
flows.
it, but that's not gonna be in your
So,
paycheck.
like, we
It's not gonna be in your
started-
paycheck though.
Okay.
No, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, no, but the paycheck will be. When we first, like, in this particular situation, we started on the 27th flying. I don't know if they do that. We started the trip on the 27th, two of us at least, or three. And then we're the 28th.
Chris, who just
On.
walks out, he gives me paperwork and it's got your hire date.
Okay.
And he goes by that hire date, what he
Okay.
puts on there.
Okay, and then
Like
that
he
would
makes
be-
travels, I don't know about those, but yeah.
Okay.
I go by the hire date of my paperwork.
Sure, and
So-
then that will then go through the 15th.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
and that's when.
They
it
say you have
ends.
the first, the 15th plus 2 or 3 days, whatever.
Okay.
And, yeah. And those days are gonna be, so for, y'all started on the 28th, that was, I don't count.
That was a Monday.
Yeah, so just let you know how that's calculated, because pay period is either 15 or 16 days, depending on the time period. So, we are talking about September, pull it up, so y'all start on the 28th. The last pay period in September had 15 paydays. Okay, so you just take those paydays and divide it by 3. I'm sorry, your payroll amount divided by 15 and then times 3 days. That's how you get that, pretty simple. So, this y'all started 3 days in the previous pay period, that's,
Oh, in the previous pay period.
yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
that.
yeah, with salary now, you have to do a little differently. This hourly, the days worked, for salary, it's the days in pay period, and if they're weekend, it's the same thing, it doesn't matter. There's no difference in the pay dates for
Right.
salary people between a weekend and a weekday, all the days are the same,
Okay.
so. All right? Answer your question? No? What?
I'm pretty much get things pretty quickly, but I got a little confused, but I'm okay.
On
We'll
what?
figure it out
We'll
when it
figure it
happens.
out, for sure.
Cause
On
then
what
you
I'm-
said you have to add the weekends and so, yes, you said something about the weekends.
Yeah, when you're salaried, there's no difference between a weekend day and a weekday, they're all the same. It's pay per day, it doesn't matter. That's because you're paid all the same regard. It's not like hourly pay where you're working by the hour.
Right.
Yeah, so if there's 15 days in the pay period, it doesn't matter if those 15 days are weekend, they're all the same days.
Okay.
That's it. So,
If it was someone who was hourly, they would have a differential.
yeah, because it's just days, that day worked, for instance, and have hours on that day. So, because you can't mix hourly pay calculation, salary pay calculation can't work, that you can't mix and match, is what I'm
Right.
saying. It's either all one or all the other.
But since we're salary,
Mhm.
and because when you're doing, get paid monthly or, semi-monthly or whatever, I don't know, you're doing 24 instead of 26 pay.
24,
periods.
yeah.
So therefore, it's more because you have to still accommodate for it, correct?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we used to be on 26, now we're 24. Yeah, we used to be a bi-weekly, so we were 24. 26 papers, now we're 24. That's it. All right.